Is the federal government finally getting serious about the billions being fleeced from American taxpayers? This week, a seismic shift occurred in Washington as the General Services Administration, the entity that essentially acts as the landlord for the entire federal government and manages over $1.6 billion in contracts, officially joined Vice President J.D. Vance's expanding anti-fraud task force. This isn't just a symbolic gesture. It's a massive infusion of power and expertise into a White House initiative designed to hunt down every last dime of fraud, waste, and abuse in our public programs. Before we dive into the implications of this powerful alliance, if you want to stay on top of everything happening in U.S. politics, hit that subscribe button right now and leave a like. It really helps this channel grow and allows us to bring you the critical updates you need. Now, let's break down what this means. The GSA, often described as the engine of government, is no small player. It oversees the buildings, the services, and the goods that every federal agency relies on to function. By bringing its immense procurement data, its deep acquisition expertise, and its unparalleled cross-agency reach to Vance's task force, the GSA is becoming a critical force in this fight. GSA Administrator Edward C. Forrest himself stated, "GSA sits at the center of the federal acquisition and contracting ecosystem, making us a critical force in the fight against fraud." He emphasized their commitment to aggressively identifying abuse, strengthening oversight, and protecting the integrity of federal procurement, promising advanced analytical capabilities and investigative support to expose high-risk fraud patterns and stop bad actors. This task force, initially established by President Trump through an executive order, is all about coordination. It brings together various federal agencies to streamline efforts and get a handle on the rampant fraud, waste, and abuse that plague government programs. Chaired by J.D. Vance, it's focused on key areas like verifying eligibility, tightening payment controls, facilitating data sharing between agencies, and empowering law enforcement to disrupt fraudulent schemes. This isn't Vance's first foray into this arena. His task force has already notched some significant wins. Just recently, they were instrumental in the arrest of 8 individuals in California suspected of defrauding public healthcare services out of over $50 million. Furthermore, they successfully withheld a staggering $14 billion from home health and hospice providers who were suspected of defrauding the government. The GSA's participation amplifies these efforts, reinforcing a whole-of-government strategy aimed at restoring accountability and ensuring federal programs actually deliver results for the American people. The White House believes that by merging the task force's investigative mission with the GSA's extensive infrastructure and procurement knowledge, they are accelerating the drive for transparency, efficiency, and ultimately, rebuilding public trust in federal operations. But let's be honest, the GSA hasn't been without its own issues regarding improper payments. Reports from their own Office of Inspector General have flagged concerns about federal agencies overpaying for services due to failures in contracting oversight or inaccurate contractor information. This makes the GSA's involvement even more crucial. By integrating their internal processes and data into this broader fraud-fighting effort, they have a unique opportunity to not only identify external fraud, but also to clean up their own house. This partnership is a powerful statement from the White House. No stone will be left unturned, and no agency is too big or too central to be scrutinized in the pursuit of fiscal responsibility. So, what does this all mean for you, the taxpayer? It means that those who have been exploiting our systems for personal gain are now facing a more coordinated, more powerful, and more informed adversary. It means that your tax dollars are theoretically being better protected. However, the devil is always in the details. The success of this task force will ultimately be measured by its ability to not just identify fraud, but to prosecute and recover stolen funds effectively, and to implement systemic changes that prevent future abuses. The GSA's deep dive into procurement data could reveal vulnerabilities we haven't even considered, potentially leading to reforms that benefit honest contractors and streamline government purchasing. Conversely, the sheer scale of the operation could also lead to bureaucratic headaches or unintended consequences for legitimate businesses. This is a complex issue with significant implications for government efficiency, accountability, and the public's trust. So what do you think about this? Is the GSA's inclusion a game-changer in the fight against fraud, or is it just more bureaucratic maneuvering? Drop your opinion in the comments below. I read every single one. This alliance between the GSA and the Vance-led task force represents a significant step forward in the administration's commitment to rooting out corruption and ensuring that taxpayer money is used effectively. It's a clear signal that the era of unchecked fraud in federal contracting is coming to an end.